I wanted that next hit, no matter what. That crack is a motherfucker. It have you. Hello, my name is Tywell Shabazz, and I was born in San Francisco, where my hometown is. I have a wife and for 20 years and 2 children, boy and a girl. The reason for this filming, I want to share a little bit, part of my life with y'all, how it was, what is it now, and a positive thing. Well, stay tuned. You'll understand what I'm talking about after I finish this video. All right. Growing up in San Francisco, my mother biologically left me as abandoned in an apartment alone.
How old was you?
For birth. At 4 months, I was in a foster home. So I was there to literally, physically die. Skinny bones, eyes roll back to your head, it looked like a newborn chicken. But only through the grace of God that I'm 50 now. Also growing up in Frisco, being young and dumb, just trying to fit into the crowd. And so, anyway, I decided I want to sell crack cocaine. But anyway, I was influenced, or what was taught. That's supposed to make $1,000 a day.
Hold on. Let's back up for a second.
Yeah.
You was abandoned at 4 months.
No, 4 months. 4 months. I was that's when I was placed in a foster home.
Okay.
During that time, I was in a hospital for emergency room, because I was dehydrated and no food, no nursing. I was literally physically to die.
So how was foster care?
Oh, it's wonderful. I was legally adopted. So happily, I was legally adopted at one spot, and I love it. There's
You
some.
actually had a good experience in foster care.
I have a wonderful experience in the foster care, and also have a unpleasant experience as well. Age of 7 years old, I was molested, and that kind of fucked my head up. But nevertheless, the perpetrator went to.
Who did the molesting?
Foster
care?
No. Foster brother.
Foster
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So, he was in charge to take me to the dentist. I'm not gonna get into the graphic, but nevertheless, he went to jail for it. During my teenager, I couldn't understand why. The feeling be attracted to another man the same way I'd be attracted to for a female. And I've been a struggle for years trying to figure out who the hell I should be. Am I heterosexual, gay, or homosexual, or just a plain freak? But nevertheless, long story short, almost was murdered by one of the police. He was a happy trigger racial officer. I'm not going to mention exactly where the location is, but nevertheless, he asked his partner, did he know me, which he really didn't, but he knew my family in the Black Book because they've been in contact with him. With the Allah as well. We have just one dysfunctional family. Fuck it. Anyway, he asked his partner, "Do he know me?" And for some reason, somehow, he said yes. And that God spared my life that day, because that next following day, watching the news, it was a young brother who was killed or murdered by an undercover cop. And I said that could have been me. So I'm very grateful for my trial and my tribulation and what the Lord had brought me through. got on drugs and alcohol. Mainly my crack cocaine is my downfall. I got experience in smoking crack when I started off primo involunteer with the marijuana and a cigarette roll up together. And cocoa and marijuana together Friday. But nevertheless, so involuntarily I had experience of the crack cocaine. And then till my body got used to it and started craving for some more. But nevertheless, it then led into selling it. Then.
So you was already smoking weed before you?
I was smoking weed, yes.
And then you got laced with crack.
Right, without my knowledge.
Okay,
that's why I say involunteer.
Right, so from going from just smoking weed to going to smoking weed with cocaine in it, how did that feel?
It feel I've been violated because so-called homies you have or your associate. Why would does everybody in the house know about it but me? And you're allowed to sit there and you already know who the perpetrator, who started it in the first place. And it's supposed to be one of my associates who got me in the business of the game of selling. But he's just nothing but a user. But he's dead and gone. But nevertheless, we're moving on. Now, after I went down to Los Angeles, that's when it got worse. I got married, went to job court, and found my wife there. We found each other, so we've been married, have 2 beautiful children, boy and a girl. They're grown right now. But nevertheless, man, I remember that crack is a motherfucker. It have you do things that most people say, I would never ever do that. Never say never. But nevertheless.
So what would you say is the worst thing you ever did to get crack?
Sold myself. Yeah, I was a male hoe. Point blank.
Once or ongoing?
No, this was ongoing.
Okay.
I've been on crack cocaine for like 3 years. Now it's been 14 years since I ain't touched it or sold it. So it's a trip. I say to those who are listening right now, it just don't do drugs. Stay off the drugs. Even marijuana is a gateway to all drugs. I don't care what the words say, but that's my personal belief. It's a gateway to all drugs. I'm a living experience. But nevertheless, stay in school, kids. Obey your parents, mother and your father. They're not perfect, but we only human. But they love you so much, and they want the best for you and for all of you. So make your mommy and daddy proud. Stay in school, and be obedient and love yourself. Nevertheless, God bless you. One incident, my son, when he was little, during the time when I was on that crack cocaine, I remember grabbing the Christmas tree. They were so excited about the Christmas tree. We're gonna decorate it and everything. I was excited too. But that grip of the addiction, of a disease of addiction, have got a hold to me. I wanted that next year, no matter what. So that Christmas tree that I got for the children to decorate did not stay in the house for 5 minutes. I was dragging the Christmas tree down the street while my children said, "Daddy, Daddy, where you going with the Christmas tree?" And my crackhead said, "I will be right back," knowingly I'm not coming back because that tree is already sold. That's insanity. And I made a living amend that I'd be damn if I go through that shit again. That breaks my heart, knowing if I try everything in my willpower to bring that Christmas tree back, but I couldn't pull it off. But now today, with Christmas coming around, the trees are gonna be there, the gift's gonna be there, and they will never have to repeat that. Oh, I don't have to repeat that episode again. 14 years now. King, so how I did it. I was locked up for 18 months in the county jail. But nevertheless, now, one thing I learned is like if I stop selling dope, I stop going to jail. So that worked out just fine for me so far. And why did I didn't think about it? I don't know, years ago. But nevertheless, moving right along. We
So that's what you went to jail for, drugs?
yeah, either drugs, sale for drug possession or paraphernalia. Yeah. And but anyway, we all make mistakes, young, dumb, But nevertheless, we learn from our mistake. That's the key thing. As long as you learn from your mistake, don't do them again, don't repeat it, and then you'll be all right. If you start repeating the same shit over and over and over, you're gonna be stuck and you will never move forward. And forget those things in the past and press forward, the mark of a high calling. And it's like, nevertheless, I'm also a musician too. I'm a church and a licensed ordained minister as well, and also minister of music for the church as well. And I thank God because I told God ever since He gave me that talent to play music, and I promised Him one thing, that I will use that talent to give God the glory. Yeah, I could take this talent and went out to the world and make all stupid kind of money, but I don't want to be rich and famous that way. I'd rather give God the praise and be okay with it, because I know that's works for me.
What's your favorite song? What's your favorite hymn?
Father, I stretch my hand to Thee. No other help I know. If Thou withdraw Thyself from me, oh, whither shall I go? Cheer up my brother who lives in the sunshine. Know all about it. We will understand it better by and by. All right, man. Pretty much, actually, I did add lib to it. I added another whole different song right into it, but it works fine with me because I liked it. But nevertheless, I'm planning to write a book about my life. I believe my autobiography, what I've been through and what I'm doing now, as far as in positive and constructive ways, is really learn how to love me, because I don't know how to love me. And he grew up with a father to show me that kind of love. I did have love when I was in a foster home, but it's not like better when you be raised by your own biological father. And I had a resentment against him for 30 years. 30 years. A resentment against my daddy for not raising us, not for being there. So I made a promise to myself, if I ever have children, I was not going to become like my father. I'll break that generation curse. Whatever my daddy do for me, I do for my kids. And that's what I did. Yeah.
So you clean and sober now. What's your day-to-day?
Oh, day-to-day, that would have been like 2000 and, 3 years, 2000.
No, I mean now that you clean, like what you do day-to-day currently.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. We're going to pass it. We're going to pass the question.
What's your motivation every day? Like, what do you get up and do? Do you got a job? Like, how do you make money? You got future plans and goals?
Oh, yes. Well, yeah. My goal is going back to music and get a degree in music. Then go to a theology school and get my PhD in my theology. And my major goal that I like to do is, if I ever come across a lottery, my thing is to help the third culture, the third, country? The third country? The third, thank you. Third world. Like, I want to give Africa actually a running facility. So they have the running water, and at the same time, they're trying to implement so that way, for jobs, so that way they could be able to support themselves if they have that same technology that we had out in the United States. I think that's one of the things that's really missing. But anyway, then get some to charity. Well, that would be, yeah. And start a foundation. Those students who want to learn music or playing the piano, and be a foundation for it. For those who underprivileged or seeking who want to know music more, learn how to play the instrument, piano. But yeah, just by teaching. Go to like one of those nonprofit organizations, let's say X, Y, and Z. Okay, every Tuesday we go there and volunteer to teach people how to use the computer. Some don't even know how to even turn the switch on. So that's giving back, was freely given to me. Now, love is a key thing in life. Can't run around and have hatred in your heart and say that you love God. How can you hate your brother whom you can see and love God whom you cannot see? He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love. And that's the only antidote to overcome any hate. Those who's a believer out there, we know we're going to be persecuted. Christian, we're going to be persecuted. We have to stand on our ground, stand steadfast, and be unmovable, because you got to trust your higher power, whom I call God, my Lord Savior. That's just me. Nevertheless, any question in the audience? Yes, I see your hand.
So, if there was one thing out of everything throughout your lifetime, what's the one thing that you can just relive and be like, I love that moment. I love that moment in my life. I want to go back and relive that moment.
Taking care of my kids. Take care of my kids. No matter what. I don't care how bad an addiction is, but my kids come first. Yeah. Nevertheless. Yes, do we have any more questions out there? I think I have time for like 1 or 2 or 3 questions. Go ahead. Yes.
That's about it. So, how do you feel? Like you said that you was molested, and it sent you. It made you feel a certain way about men. Same way that you do about women. Like, do you still struggle with that, or?
Definitely, I am. That's one of my reasons why I stepped down from my ministry, because I was still practicing living the homosexual lifestyle. And by be who I am in God, and I know better because I'm old enough to know better. Ain't no excuse. But I choose to continue to behave that behavior. And I feel that when I get sick and tired of this shit, in God's timing, I would give it up and walk away. This whole world, I can't just give up one thing, everything. I give up drug dealing, drug smoking, the whole 9 yards. If I'm gonna be completely 100% commitment to him, ain't no ifs about it, then I know for sure that I will never turn back to this world again. But he's working on it. Y'all keep praying for me, keep praying for each other. God bless you, and have a good night.